The natural product industry impact for North Carolina can be very substantial because the North Carolina legislature did some very wise actions a few years ago and began to focus on biotech and to support and focus on natural medicines, nutraceuticals out of Western North Carolina. They have set a basis for a great future for North Carolina industries. Already, millions of dollars every year of new nutraceutical activity is going on here, as evidenced by Nature's Nurse, one of the companies supported by the Arboretum. But with additional support, keeping these services in place, and then also tax support for manufacturing facilities, there's no reason why hundreds of millions of dollars a year couldn't be generated out of Western North Carolina as just a small part of the over $100 billion a year industry that exists already.
The North Carolina Arboretum is about economic development, and one of the ways that we want to express that is through the development of natural products as a sector of the economy. To do that, we needed to create both a research enterprise and a commercialization enterprise. So within the Arboretum, we created a germplasm repository that's a scientific library of all of the biodiversity and extracts in the mountain region, paired with a nonprofit corporation called the Bent Creek Institute Incorporated. And that enterprise has allowed us to take that research, develop intellectual property, work with companies to create commercialization, which over time builds a position of economic development for the mountain region and for North Carolina.
The mission of Bent Creek Institute at its core is to serve as a botanical IP accelerator for natural products, and we do that through supporting research, development, conservation, and production of plant-derived wellness solutions that are backed by the scientific resources of our university partners and our community college partners, principally the North Carolina Arboretum, where we were founded. We started here in 2006. We've managed a continuing role of supporting sustainable economic development through the natural products sector, which is booming economically around the world. And so we're trying to provide that kind of translational benefit of novel formulations, novel intellectual property related to these products, and bringing them out through partnerships, through collaboration with different private sector entities. And we're based here at the North Carolina Arboretum because it's the most wonderful setting for people to really come and appreciate and understand the relationship between our wellness needs and what the plant kingdom has to offer. And it has this incredible asset in the North Carolina Arboretum germplasm repository to support botanical authentication, verification.
The Arboretum's germplasm repository and affiliated U.S. Botanical Safety Lab and Bent Creek Institute partner with state and regional organizations like North Carolina Bio Network and Advantage West to help small businesses plan and create new products, and to develop the good manufacturing practices required of companies making natural products.
The North Carolina Arboretum and Bent Creek Institute have been just marvelous. It's a great service that has been helping people and companies like King Bio to create grants and services and wisdom from decades of experience into the natural products industry, making Western North Carolina a mecca, in a sense, for natural products. You know, it's been called the Napa Valley of natural products.
So Bent Creek Institute helps clients understand and kind of navigate all of the challenges that you're going to run into when you're a new business starting out and you've never made a natural product before. What things do you need to consider? What are the rules? What are the regulations? All of that. You know, just there's nothing like experience to help you navigate.
In collaboration with USBSL, the U.S. Biosafety Testing Lab, we've done numerous identity verification for small companies. With the enforcement of the GMP regulations, the good manufacturing practices, all small natural product companies now have to prove the taxonomic identification before they can make a product. So we do through microscopy and HPTLC analysis and also voucher-backed reference materials. We help with taxonomic identity for numerous companies, and this is over 50 companies. We've done this on a fee-for-service basis.
As we built the Arboretum, one of the things that was obvious to us is that we're sitting in the middle of a wonderful area of biodiversity. And out of that biodiversity comes economic potential, as well as conservation responsibility. So what we've tried to do as an organization is to look at both those areas, conservation and economic development, and take that resource of biodiversity and use it to build natural products and products that are useful for human health and wellness.
The Arboretum's economic mission goes beyond helping business. It also aims to conserve the natural resources that sustain this economic development and can promote personal well-being.
So the foundation has been working with the North Carolina Arboretum and the Germplasm Repository to study the nutritional panels of sochan, which is a native Cherokee plant that we find here. And what we found is that sochan has similar nutritional benefits to products we are well aware of in daily culture, things like kale. So by working in schools, Joanne McCoy has been able to teach students locally the values of our traditional foods and how they can lead to a better way of life.
The mission of the Arboretum really is to help facilitate the research, the preservation, research, education of the public about plant resources. And even further, there's a great passion in George for people to understand how we can sustainably serve humanity with those plant resources. And Nature's Nurse is an example of that sustainable, respectful way. We work in his terms from forest to family. And that's what's happening, and it's a great relationship.